the Missouri Corps of Engineers and Missouri Audubon began working on this together, and I think Julie helped coordinate and get these two organizations in this very unusual partnership to develop this plan for the Audubon Center.
We were very fortunate to have Julie Schnook involved as a community leader. It allows public and private resources to come together to benefit the rivers on which we all rely.
So it's a very important, crucial habitat.
Audubon provides an outlet that we can reach the public about the amazing work that we do at Riverlands, that they can engage kids in this environmental learning. And we truly wouldn't be able to do that without the Audubon.
So the center is very important for our region. There's trails here, there's also prairie, and it's right close to the Mississippi and Missouri confluence.
We are within the middle of the Mississippi Flyway, which provides a flyway for over 60% of migrating birds throughout North America.
We use birds to educate people of all ages, especially kids, about the importance of these rivers and taking care of our ecosystems.
Our students get to learn about birding, bird migration, and understanding why they need to be cared for.
All the programs are really focused on working with young people, starting from kindergarten all the way through college, getting them curious about the outdoors, getting them excited about being in nature, developing a love for it, and then going on to become stewards of our environment.
After doing this program, I can really say I really do have a desire to go into the science field.
The center brings it all together: conservation, nature, birds, education, all of it into one beautiful place.
One of the aspects of our sponsorship is to ensure that schools can have the funding for the buses and everything to get to this program. If students don't have access to this type of educational opportunity, then they're going to be limited from here on out.
Pesticides, okay. Our education programs are all focused on getting kids outdoors and outreach to under-resourced schools, and also providing opportunities to learn about careers in conservation.
Hey, that's Mr. Krabs, y'all.
Why do you guys think that they look different than the male?
So our Little Creek camp is a real interesting collaboration. It's Audubon working with Ferguson Forest and schools, and we bring in several key federal partners: National Park Service, the Army Corps of Engineers.
I hope it's okay. Oh, it's Wings torn.
At Little Creek, we would go to the Discovery Pond.
We got the boats already put into the way.
We have Ranger Bob would come out with the canoes.
He told us how to use the paddles and how to enter and exit the canoe. And we wear a life vest, and entering and exiting out of the canoe, you use 3 points at all times.
If you're canoeing or kayaking on the river, those are real life experiences that every cell in your body is attuned to.
A raise and draw at the same time.
Things like archery and canoeing, for a lot of them, it's the first time they've ever been able to do those types of activities. And archery, for example, it requires you to slow down and close out the rest of the world.
I loved archery. Archery was one of my favorites, and also I know it was one of the kids' favorites. They always, Spider, when are we gonna do archery again?
We did accomplish the goal of balancing on that for a certain amount of time. It was team bonding because they got to accomplish goals together, appreciate each other more for listening to each other and learning how to cooperate with each other.
Some people were frustrated easily, and then they kind of branch off to themselves. So that's when you have to step in and kind of get them back into it and tell them that I know it could be frustrating, but that's why you talk to your peers and work together to figure out how we can all come together and succeed and still be happy.
During those field trips, we also go canoeing on the Mississippi River, and so for many, it might be the first time that they've ever gotten next to the Mississippi River.
Sometimes it can be a disconnect. It's not in my neighborhood, so why should I care about it? And then they begin to see it's just right. It is in their neighborhood, so they start making those connections, and also making connections to what we're learning in the classroom too.
The beauty of the program here is that they experience it and they feel it. It takes it beyond just biology. So many kids like, I don't want to do biology, but might go, hey, but you know what? I am interested in eagles. I am interested in geese. I am interested in water. It does broaden the conversation much more.
We got to canoe on the river, and that was like the thing that we would look forward to.
We do programs like pond ecology, where they're using macro nets to catch macroorganisms that are living in our wetland pond. By collecting those, they're able to look at the different adaptations those organisms have. They're also able to learn about water quality because a lot of those organisms are indicator species. So what lives in a pond and what doesn't live in a pond can tell us a lot about the health of that water. We also have a program where students go into Ellis Bay, a bay just off of the Mississippi River, and they're able to use seine nets to catch fish.
And there were some kids who were not sure. And once they got in there, their faces were lit up.
Hey, do you guys know where you get your drinking water?
The River Vision has affected positively our science programs in our district as a whole.
The next generation science standards are what our curriculum here needs to connect to.
And it's able to give our students the hands-on and the understanding, the application that is needed for our students to have access to that entire standard.
The campus wanted to take more care of the environment, especially like the animals and plants in the environment.
I can see right here we have 178 million gallons a day coming in.
They also learned about once water is polluted, how do we clean that up and how do we make it safe, to put back into the system.
One of the things it does is it teaches them mentoring, because they are the voice and the leaders and guides for other youth who are coming in the camp or in the classes.
From mentors, we're going to have better stewardship of our natural resources. Through mentors, we're going to have the opportunity for preservation.
Based on my experience at Audubon, it's definitely given me a desire to work with children in the future.
So many kids miss out on higher education. So many kids miss out on opportunities beyond higher education because they lack exposure.
What we value as a company investing in an organization is one that has thinking that's proactive, that's inclusive, that's diverse.
A big portion of who they serve are kids who don't have access.
If we can help to remove barriers for kids to just get outside and appreciate nature and develop a love for nature, we want to do it.
So this part of the beetle is called the elytra. Broadening the horizons of what a lot of kids see is their jobs.
We make sure that all communities are represented because having more diversity does help you make better decisions.
I would love to go into the science field in the future. And before the Little Creek camp, I really didn't.
And the summer camp also exposed me to environmental science, which is something else that I find interesting. So I'm considering working in the environment.
The history of Audubon as an institution has always been about reaching more and teaching more. And so I think that's certainly evolved in how they do their business. There are kids in today's society who never walk outside in urban cores because it's unsafe. Part of what Audubon is doing is helping kids connect with nature, because there are kids who don't ever have that opportunity.
It's amazing. You need programs like this to show kids that these careers exist. I mean, how is a kid supposed to dream to become a biologist if they don't know that's something that they can do? So choose a caterpillar. There is an entire set of careers in the environmental field that is just waiting for them to pursue.
What are the opportunities that we can give kids to be the next critical thinkers, to be the next innovators? And that's what we love about this program and this organization, is they do it really well, and we know that we're making an investment, and we all know that investments pay dividends.
It takes someone showing you for you to be able to dream and to think and believe that you can do it.